All right, some showers are in progress across the area, and some people have been getting wet. Rehoboth Beach, no exception on the moist roofing and siding sky cam. We got some wet roads out there. And we even got a rain report from one of our weather watchers with a thunderstorm that passed through. 3/10 of an inch of rain with Bermuda and Smyrna, 71 degrees. Bob noting that the thunderstorm that crossed through did produce some pretty good heavy rain and even a little bit of gusty winds as well. 80 degrees for Chucky and Lewis, so a little bit warmer over there. So pretty much two distinct areas of rain. Right now, this is pretty much just a blob of light to moderate rain. There's no lightning with this, but a pretty widespread bout of some light to moderate rain crossing through a good chunk of Sussex County right along Route 9 from Seaford to Lewis. And then we got a little bit of rain crossing through a portion of western Somerset County and a little bit of rain, moderate in nature, crossing into Tangier Island as we speak just towards the west of Crisfield. So nothing flooding, no flooding rain, nothing severe, just some good old-fashioned showers crossing through the area with this cold front. And as this cold front sags southward, we're going to introduce some cooler temperatures and some cloudier skies going into tomorrow. And the showers should be fizzling out and going to our south throughout the next few hours or so. So a couple of hours after midnight, we should be pretty much in the clear. Tomorrow, a northeasterly wind is going to be pretty persistent at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And this is going to introduce some low-level clouds, some much cooler temperatures, and the threat for a few isolated showers. And I think that's going to continue into Tuesday. Partly to mostly cloudy skies with the chance for a few isolated showers out there as an onshore wind continues at around 5 to as much as 10, maybe even 15 miles per hour at times. Now let's talk about Hurricane Erin. It's a Category 4 hurricane right now, and the forecast track really hasn't changed. Wednesday into Thursday, it's going to cross between the East Coast and the island of Bermuda as a Category 2 hurricane. That's still a pretty powerful storm, so that's going to move a lot of water. So we're talking about very elevated wave heights by the storm center, wave heights exceeding 25 feet, but along our beach towns, we could see wave heights at around 10 feet or maybe even exceeding that specifically by the time we get to Thursday. I'm thinking that's going to be the time frame where we see the most choppy marine conditions. And during that time, there could be some gusty winds for our beach towns as well. Maybe some wind gusts exceeding 30, maybe 35 miles per hour. We'll have to see if we get to that 40-mile-per-hour wind gust. But the bottom line, it could be fairly gusty for our beach towns throughout the day on Thursday. And once the storm crosses towards the east into the northern Atlantic, we'll see those wave heights begin to subside going into the weekend. So the bottom line for the most potent impacts are going to be those life-threatening dangerous rip currents, really large waves, and the potential for some coastal flooding, especially during the high tide cycles on Thursday. And again, because of those gusty northeasterly winds throughout the day on Thursday, that could enhance the coastal flooding threat. So definitely something we're going to be keeping an eye on. And even into tomorrow, we have the threat for some small craft advisory conditions with winds at around 10 to 20 knots out there. So the showers will be departing for tonight under a partly cloudy sky, temperatures dropping into the lower 70s. Much cooler for tomorrow with temperatures between 77 and 82 degrees with those mostly cloudy skies and isolated showers. Isolated showers will continue into Tuesday and even into Wednesday as well. We'll begin to dry things out for the end of the week, and going to the weekend, looking pretty good, but we'll watch the potential for more isolated showers, maybe a few thunderstorms on Sunday.